Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancier. I wanted to come and say hello, talk about some things of the spirit. They are matter and spirit. Are very different, yet they need to reconnect and become one and the same. For in essence, all that is matter comes from spirit, and matter returns into spirit. For we are spirit, we are light, we are love. This is our true essence and divinity, and the essence of our divinity. But as we accepted to move into this world of duality, we are faced with all kinds of beliefs and understanding that let us understand that we may be less than that. For all reality is based on beliefs and desires. Everything that we have created in the world, this world is created by the common creative action, intentions and thoughts and actions of all the beings that share this reality. So there is many things that we're going to need to learn. We're going to need to reopen schools for a mystery school. For in this new age of Aquarius, many people will be interested in looking for discovering magic wisdom and understanding in that research of who they are, who are we. For we are becoming to realize who we are more and more. We are allowing us, as we allow ourselves to realize that. For we come from a world of energy. Understand our physical body is not the primary, is no longer the primary vehicle of life. Or within our consciousness, we can detach from that, understand that we are come from energy, we are energy, and this body is just an avatar body. When we wake up in the morning, we plug into the game, and then we reintegrate this body, and then so we can play the game in the physical realm. But as soon as we go to sleep at night, we disconnect from that reality, and who knows what happens when we sleep? For we are not always allowed to see that. I also wanted to discuss very briefly the physical universe and the spiritual universe. For we live in a cosmos that is vast and vast beyond human understanding. But we live in a universe that is called the universe of Nebadon. It's a dark matter universe that was created a long time ago. It's recently. There were 611,120 universe that were created before us, and there will only be 700,000 universe in the whole space and time matrix. So we are at the end of the spiral, understanding that the further we are out of the farther we are from the center, from the beginning of the spiral, the darker and the more dense and the more difficult life is. And so it is a difficult. It is not necessarily the easiest place to live, but yes, we have chosen that, and it is we have to salute our courage for also choosing to incarnate on this planet. For this is maybe the most difficult planet of the universe, where the duality is the most severe, and life can be very difficult here. So it is very courageous. Our universe comprises over 6 million planets. The oldest solar systems of our universe were stabilized around 200 billion years. So it is quite recent, but far more distant than anything the contemporary scientists can ever believe. Our universe, in essence, was enclosed 300 dimensions, which is density of reality. It is not like geometrical dimensions. We are moving right now from third and fourth dimension to fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh. As we move into the seventh dimension, we are able to align to the 13th octave and keep a matrix outside of time-space, which is always aligned to the spirit within us. And so there is two great alignment that we need to do. One of them is the inner alignment, to align with our soul, our I am presence, and our spirit guides. We have an army of spirit guides that are connected directly to us through our own spiritual matrix. And so this is the primary alignment that we need to do. Then on the outer plane, there is also a plethora of intelligence that rules the physical universe. For God has created all kinds of spirit that fulfill their function in the regulation, material, spiritual, intellectual, all kinds of regulation of the physical universe as it evolves and grows. And so there is three primary divinity that are essential in our reconnection to our own spirit realm, that are connected to the realm of matter and this physical cosmos. The first one is the great Mother Spirit, the creative daughter of the infinite spirit, that is known as Sophia Nebadonia. She's the prime creator of our universe. She's the first one that came into the scene, establishing all the spiritual circuits of the universe. Then came the Father God, the creator, the paradise creator Son that that became the Father God, Yahweh. And then there is the great unificator, the supreme being, Allah, the one who brings it all together in many sense. For beyond religion, there is spiritual truth. Many religious believe that it is one or the other, but in essence it is whole. Everything is whole. There is only one God. There is only one truth. Yet there is aspect of frequencies and aspect of truth that can be accessed through understanding of that higher connection. So in essence we are we are living in this universe, but that is non-temporal, it is eternal, it is spiritual. But we are living in an Earth life, and within this Earth life, we need to function within society, and this society has been created with many illusion and systematic problems. It is like there is all kinds of difficulty that needs to be resolved. There's so many of them. Sometimes you say, well, it's not my business to even put my hands in that. It's like let them deal with their problem. But then being here, it is kind of a mission to bring the light into things. And so I trust that I will be led to address each problem when it is the right time. I've been trying to think about how to address those political and economical problems in a way that does not create fear, that does not create shock. So because you want to be balanced between exposing a truth and being kind. So sometimes you cannot do both. If all the veil would fail, people would be terrified by the illusions they have created, and so they have to be dismantled progressively. This is happening on the moon level. The moon is one day we'll know the true story of the moon, but it is the emotional controller. Slowly but surely, it is there is a release, there is a deactivation of all kinds of limiting beliefs that. And so we will be able to soon understand that we are connected to something that's so sublime, that's so marvelous, that's so extraordinary, that is the realm of spirit is quite magnificent, but it is so incomprehensible that we often fear this kind of approach, and so it is very slowly that we have to develop this inner connection to the God-man, to the harmonization with the soul and the I Am presence. And to understand that we are children of the light, we are children of love, children of God, we're children of the universe, and we come from the light. We have to return to the light, for all things come from light. The return to the source, which is the source of light, the great God, that no matter how we call it, is the ultimate accomplishment of all soul. For the plan of God is perfect. There is no. It is immortal, it is indestructible. The light of God can never be touched, can never fail. So if you are part and connected to this light of God, know that you cannot fail. No matter what you do, you will learn from it and you will succeed. And the more we fail, the more wisdom we gain, until we achieve the wisdom we need in order to achieve whatever we need to achieve. In many sense, philosophy has addressed many things. For they are very spiritual philosophy, like Lao Tzu, Buddha, or Christ, very spiritual philosophy. Then there are Confucius, which is the blending spirit and matter, or even Pythagoras, Heraclite, Platon, Spinoza, who are very spiritual philosophers. And then there are very materialistic philosophers. Everybody brings something that's very important. I'm not denying the importance of materialism, but then we have Aristotle, Machiavelli, Nietzsche, Darwin, Orwell, which is very about conditioning and mind control and domination. All those philosophers have become the model of society, and this is a bit part of the problem. Because for many ages, the light and dark, understanding that this universe is created from dark matter, and there is a single point of light in the center, and then the pendulum moves from dark to light, from high to low, from good to bad, and then the experience is always like switching sides until we stop the pendulum. For we have first to stop the pendulum of duality within ourselves, and then we can stop it within others as well. A good exercise for that is to sit in meditation and to see the light coming from God, from the great central sun, or from the corner of the room, whichever way we can see it, and then entering our crown chakra, and we send it down to our heart, and from the heart we send it down to our crown and to the earth, the center of the earth, then it comes back and it returns to God. The more we work into visualizing this light going through our chakra, the easier this alignment to our central pillar of light will be clear, and will become easier to find this freedom that we are looking for. For the cross of matter on the horizontal axis will go eternally. Space and time will always go on. But then as soon as we move into this eternal now, this eternal vertical axis of light, then time and space stop. There is nothing, it does no longer exist. But as soon as we return into it, it just takes form again. For that is why we say it is quite an illusion, but it is an illusion that's made real by the spirit in order to create experiences. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to pull a card just to see what will be coming. It is about the card of change. Change is about finding the balance, finding the equilibrium within things, and so it is very important to always adjust, always for everything we do, the universe adjusts always. There's always an adjustment. It's like the universe is submissive to our will. For whatever we do, the universe will adapt whatever situation. So it is for us to use those understanding and always bring the balance back into our life in order to be always in this central position. Once we understand this centering, we find the rejoicer, which is the woman of cup. Yeah, it is about finding joy and the ability to enjoy life without having to carry any old ideas, old baggage, old beliefs, and move into pure joy, pure communion with spirit, and follow the inner voice. We always find the inspiration, the guidance that reveal itself in that situation of position of serenity and well-being that we are able to discover within the stillness of the vertical axis. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.